will SSG cut it short right now? Let's find out.
We have a battle between one of the North American Titans, Spacestation Gaming, and the new fan favorites, True Neutral here, as Jorby was able to sway chat to pull up as many votes as he did there. Crazy stuff here, Turtle. I'm so excited. It's one of the best storylines coming into North American Rocket League this season is True Neutral.
I am so excited. I love this True Neutral squad. They've got such great mechanics, and that's what everybody always talks about whenever you mention the squad. The mechanics are there. The offense, of course, is there. They have what it takes to make this upset and to prove themselves, really, against SSG. I'm all here for it. Let's see how they perform.
We're going to start off with Space Station offense. Space Station in the orange, True Neutral in the blue. A best of 7 to play against FaZe tomorrow. Shad going to pick up control out of his corner. Runs into Sypical and now AJ from midfield. Taking it to the sky here, Arsenal. Having to push it off, he'll connect with Reddles towards the goal, and Shad will clear it to the corner. Raise Bull, not much contact here, but here comes a full court press from True Neutral, pushing it onto the backboard. Sypical will be able to dismount, cleared away.
Oh, and right away you can see the speed, the aggression that True Neutral offers here on the pitch, but it's not going to be that much if you leave Raise Bull alone again, getting the save. Arsenal to follow up off the backboard, looking for maybe a follow-up shot there. Couldn't find it as the defense does stand tall from True Neutral. But again, I was just mentioning, they come at this SSG defense so aggressive. They want to get demos. They want to get physical and be in your face. That's the True Neutral way.
Got a bump over one. Here comes Shad up against Sypical onto the backboard. He's going to need some help to push this into the goal. They won't find it as Reddles and Sypical move into the corner alone. Raise Bull at midfield. Pops it up, tries to chase it, but Arsenal will beat him to the ball. And AJG now looking for the upfield pass. Raise Bull rotates out. Shad now on the front man. Ball gets boomed over his head, and AJ from the third man will clear it to the backboard again. We're seeing True Neutral happy to put the ball on the backboard repeatedly here, but Space Station's always got an answer.
Yeah, and it's all about the control there from Space Station Gaming on the backboard. You saw Reddles get a nice little first touch, keep the ball to himself, and then calmly exit out of his own half with the ball, full possession. And that's how they're able to transition. SSG, they are so smart. They can get aggressive. They've pretty much got all areas on this pitch covered. You're going to have to throw some creative mechanics forward. But True Neutral, again, they can do this. You just need to give them a little bit of space. SSG, though, they're definitely going to fight for it.
Here comes Shad to push it in and score. There was a double commit a few moments ago that I think all led to this goal.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about. Just a small moment, one little glimpse for True Neutral to get a shot on net, and they are going to punish you. You can see the follow-up after AJG's center to the midfield. A nice little touch from Shad, and the speed was there. 1-0 True Neutral.
Here's Arsenal. Looking to tie things up. Shad will take the ball away from him, but there's the cover from Reddles. Look at the read. And now the clear. Raise Bull to Shadow. Two-touch play, and Sypical's going to make a save on the goal line. Here's AJ with more pressure, pushing it to the box. Cleared away by Arsenal. Raise Bull will take it to the sky. And here comes Shad now. More pressure as True Neutral continues to hold on to ball control.
Yeah, and they keep following it up as well. You can see Shad was going for an extra touch. Even Raise Bull previously was going for the little follow-up. And then AJG, one touch and then a follow-up. They are stalling and wasting a lot of time to allow that back man to get some boost, but also move forward with possession. True Neutral, things look clean, but SSG, they're just getting warmed up. This is only game one. Now you can see Arsenal getting physical, goes for a bump on Raise Bull, doesn't connect, but they're getting aggressive.
Props to Raise Bull, dodging the demolition and getting the save from the follow-up shot. I'll find a block in midfield. Arsenal now the pass out to Reddles. Blocked. No, not enough at the last moment. Tied up now with 2:03 left to go.
It's all about the corner play. Raise Bull wasn't fast enough. Reddles just met him with that 50-50. The 1-2 pass from Arsenal and Reddles. Very clean performance. And that was just a small little opportunity, but they made it count. SSG able to equalize. And that's what you have to be worrisome about if you're True Neutral. You have to be fearful that SSG, they'll recover after Reddles goes for that demo, because not only did he get that 50-50, he went for a physical play, he was able to recover and then pop off with a shot.
Reddles is never out of a play, it seems.
Yeah.
When he'll go for the bumps, he'll go for the give and go here, and it ties up the game for Sypical and company. This guy Arsenal touching AJ, flying out of his backfield. Barely touches the ball across midfield, and Space Station will try to advance. Here's Arsenal. Flip reset. AJ will get a block. Shad took the bait on the goal line, but will land himself as Raise Bull takes control. Gets a pass one. Sypical will have this ball for free. Takes to the sky. And he'll get challenged by Shad. Back to the midfield. AJ's right there for the ball onto the backboard. No one's on the backboard this time. Reynolds manages to get up there in time, but the pressure's still on. Double commit on the block, but they'll both stay grounded. Shad trying to chase this down. He's out of boost. Can he get the pass down to AJG? Typical with a long touch down the field and Ray's Bull to clean it up in the third man.
Oh, that was some incredible defense from Reddles. It was a really tough read, but then a demo. Wait, hold on a second from Typical. I thought that might develop into a play, but AJG and Shad actually more specifically was ready for the shot. And now a weird touch off the backboard. Somehow they managed to stay alive. SSG lurking for that second goal.
Oh, the pressure's still there. They get one
no way.
Typical to push it in. Space Station back on top.
This is ridiculous. True Neutral, they were just in their own half for what felt like an eternity. You can see Raiseball had to get that touch. It was an incredible effort to get it off the crossbar, but they didn't have the follow-up. The boost wasn't there. SSG suffocating True Neutral in their own half.
40 seconds left and Space Station's on top in game number 1. True Neutral scored the first goal. Now they got to go back to the drawing board just to tie things. AJG taking things slow and Arsenal just holding his ground. He'll win the challenge game. Raiseball not a chase. He's got AJG there, but Reynolds takes it away from him. Shad's alone in the backfield here, loses the 50 to Arsenal. AJ's got to cover this up. Clears it to the outside. Raiseball wants to turn on it quickly, but just an awkward bounce. Can't find a way to turn. With 11 seconds left, they're trailing by a 1. Anything's good. Here's Typical. Up against Raiseball.
What's he got?
Oh, couldn't win the challenge. 4 seconds left. Shad now with AJG in front. This one going the wrong direction. AJG keeps it alive. Raiseball puts it off of him. Does Shad have boost? Off the corner and into the ground there. Space Station will take game number 1.
Yeah, that was a crazy game 1 as well. And we've had some intense series all day long, Wavepunk. I can only hope that we get the same as well here in this matchup. And you can tell right away in game 1 that True Neutral have what it takes to stay up and keep up, with SSG. They have the speed. It just comes down to those 50-50s, really, because Reddles was being annoying. Reddles was winning every challenge he went for. He was getting super aggressive and just being such a pain to deal with on the field. So True Neutral, they've got to find a way to deal with that specific player, and that's not an easy task.
I love on the scoreboard, you can see just how even the personal score was for all the players there. Pretty much split 50-50 between the two teams. Everybody getting a chance at the ball here, but the big difference maker is exactly what you pointed out, those 50-50s in the midfield, the challenge game, how often Space Station was coming out on top. And that's just that slight edge of speed or the ability to have your brain just a split second ahead of the play. We even saw Arsenal there in the final moments as I think it was AJG trying to like hover behind the ball. And Arsenal's like, my plan, I just need to sit here and just wait for you to give me back this ball. That having that awareness of how to win a challenge game is giving Space Station the edge. They're able to get one more goal here and take the win.
Absolutely, and it's not just Arsenal who's doing that patient game behind the ball. It's Reddles too, because whenever he gets aggressive, he would much rather force an awkward 50-50 on the offensive side rather than go for a dribble and just get completely dunked. So it's a very safe play style from SSG, but it's working.
We'll go into game number 2. True Neutral struggled yesterday. Oh my goodness, nice shot as Arsenal gets the save. They faced off against Envy and NRG in the Swiss. Lost both of those series, but did take NRG to game 5 overtime. Space Station, the last of the Titans they have yet to face here. And game number 1 goes Space Station's way. Still a 7-game marathon they have to play here. First of 4 wins. Still a long road ahead of Space Station if they want to put away True Neutral.
Well, and even whenever you look at the score for True Neutral coming in here, you see 2 losses and you think, oh, maybe they weren't looking too hot in the Swiss stage, but actually they did play, like you said, NRG and Envy to get here, and taking NRG to game 5 is certainly an accomplishment in and of itself. So True Neutral, they've been able to face off against so many great teams. They're getting the practice, and they're only getting better every single series.
Here comes Raiseball looking to put the pressure on the net. Just couldn't quite get it under the crossbar. As his teammate AJG, I believe, was putting the pressure on the third man, had him bumped out. Here comes more pressure. The Shad with the drop shot. Well done. Goal number 1 to True Neutral.
The effort from Shad to stay behind this ball. He had barely any boost, and he used his flip at the perfect time just to get ahead of the ball, ahead of the defender, and find that shot on the back of the net. That was incredible. Absolute heroics from Shad to get the first one for True Neutral.
And we highlighted the challenge game being the weak point from True Neutral in the first game of the series. Shad had to win 2 50-50s to get a chance at that shot. As he gets a musty flick over the top. AJ's going to try and chase this. Reddles right behind him. and they'll get the turnaround there. But the challenge game going well in True Neutral's favor there and able to immediately capitalize on it. That's what you love to see for the True Neutral fans.
Well, there's a lot of players as well who would just back off as soon as they run out of boost or they know they're going to be running on empty soon. They'd rather just rotate towards the midfield boost, maybe get back into position. But Shad had the awareness and knew that he had the spacing to get in front of the ball, regardless of how much boost he had left. So great work from Shad, and we'll see if maybe his teammates can match him with that offensive pace.
I love the patience there from AJG.
It's the same play, too, for Racebull. You see him going off the ceiling. It's the identical play.
Hey, it worked one time. They got to they weren't. And the thing was, it wasn't that Space Station wasn't in position to stop it. They just straight up lost. So let's go for it again. Here's Racebull in front of the box. AJ gonna turn on this one quickly. Carry it to the sky and just trying to hold on to control. Back pass, but Arsenal going to chase it down. Loses the challenge to Shad, though, on the back line. And Reddles in his corner. Going to have to do a few turns to rally control this ball. Racebull corralling him to the edge. AJ, not the
big
lead. Oh, I think this is a mechanical flub from AJG on the goal line.
Yeah, he's got to have a better position here and just overall couldn't get that read. The bounce was definitely a bit awkward, but even then, AJG, he had the positioning. If he just waited a little bit longer to go up into the air, maybe could have found a challenge. But SSG, they're ready to capitalize, punish on that mistake. Maybe a little bit of nerves coming out from True Neutral.
I didn't catch his boost situation either. They might have been
he had full
completely
boost,
dry.
Pretty
he had
much.
full boost? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, definitely, I don't know, nerves or something like that. But a tie game, nevertheless. Space Station happy to take the goal. Racebull challenges Typical. Typical holds on to it. Going for the next 1v1 up against Shad, and to lose that one. And AJ now backwards in net. He's going to take a long time to recover, but manages to get the read. Well done.
He does that with barely any boost, but then when he has full boost, he doesn't know what to do. That's crazy.
Now just only keep him at 12 boost. That's his sweet spot. Try and bump Reynolds off the ball here. AJ challenging him. Oh no, a demolition. Racebull has to get there and cover this. AJ gets back as well. Now Racebull out to try and challenge Reynolds. He's in front of the ball, and Shad on the respawn. Gonna have to play strong. Past one. Typical holds on to it. Looking for the lead. AJG will get a block, and there's a demolition in midfield for Space Station. Can AJG and company make use of it here? Space Station got demolished, rather. But they will be resetting back on defense, try to push forward. 1:20 left to go. A tie game in game 2.
And things have slowed down a little bit here for True Neutral as they're looking to get some boost. I love to see the rotation from Shad going back on defense. They're playing a bit safer, trying to get in front of the ball, but maybe here's an opportunity that they can create from the corner. It's read very well, surprisingly, by Reddles. It was an awkward bounce, but made it work. And now Shad, maybe a touch here in the midfield. He can keep control, go for another follow-up. Doesn't have much boost, but he does get a touch. Typical, of course, is in the right spot. And my goodness, SSG, they're always in the correct spot on the backboard. It seems like they have not been out of position maybe one time this entire series.
I was really excited to watch AJG recover from that and see if he could get a second 1v1 challenge win. But typical, as he was recovering, bumps him out of the way. So Space Station back on the control. No, here's that 1-2-1 pass again. Oh, this time defended. Shad going to be the only grounded player for True Neutral. Here comes Arsenal trying to give it back to Typical, keeping it in the corner. True Neutral hasn't touched the ball in 6 seconds. Now Shad will win a challenge in midfield. Arsenal with the response. Full tank of boost, looking to do it himself. Past one. Can he find the bump on the last one? Racebull gets airborne quickly, and Typical will run into him in front of the box. Now Shad, 10 seconds left, a tie game, a long shot
Here we go.
deflected by Arsenal. Reynolds on the outside.
There's some space.
The final second push, can he do it? 2 seconds left, Typical airborne. He's got Reynolds underneath, Shad on top. They'll kill all the momentum on that ball and they'll let it touch. Overtime in game 2.
And even in those final few seconds, you could see SSG are still playing that challenge game. They're just waiting behind the ball, but hold on a second. One of the best kickoffs you could ask for. Arsenal gets the save outside of the net, in and out. Finds the touch and keeps them in OT.
They got 2 shots out of that. Space Station defended well in a really tough situation and now putting pressure on the other side. Shad getting out of this. He'll look to pop it at midfield. Reynolds and Arsenal a double commit. Can AJG find Shad? No, he's not going to gain control in time, and the Space Station is going to move into control in the corner, but both players miss. Reynolds in the third man, the only Space Station player to touch the ball, and now Shad able to take the ball away from him, looking for a counterattack.
But he has no boost. True Neutral can't find anything, and as that one looked like it was a solid opportunity, again, no boost. Shad finally picks up a corner, but look at all this space in the midfield. Reynolds then forces a 50-50. SSG are destroying True Neutral with the boost game here. And it seems like it's only a matter of time before True Neutral will fall under that pressure. But maybe I'm wrong here, and they can somehow dig their way out.
As long as they can continue to have 50s at the point of contact. There's the shot. Arsenal to put it in and win game number 2.
And it felt like I was just waiting for this moment to happen. You can notice that AJG, Chad, they're both in the same spot. Barely any boost to go around, and Arsenal has a free shot on net. It was a difficult angle, but of course, it's Arsenal behind that shot. You know he's putting it in.
It's well placed. Problems on the goal line for both goals that Spacestation was able to put in here. True neutral. That situation definitely felt like there was a boost problem as well as just a rotational issue. It looked like the defender got caught on the post, but yeah, here Spacestation winning 2 up now. This is starting to become a more difficult situation for True Neutral.
Well, it's really hard for True Neutral because in order for them to get some boost, somebody has to stall and waste some time to allow their rotations to follow out to those boost pads, right? And if you're going to try and waste time, one of the best things you could do is go for a 50-50. But if you're going to go for a 50-50 against Reynolds or Arsenal right now, you're going to lose. And that is what is really killing them right now in this series. They can't find a way to waste time because of that challenge game, because of the pressure from SSG and how calm and collected they are. That was a close game score-wise, but it felt like SSG were just dominating the whole time towards the end.
And you do start to wonder with the mental situation, given both of the goals that went in. We saw there was the AJG kind of weird flip on the goal line when he had full boost, and then they're in overtime. I think it was Raiseball and AJG again bumping into each other, and then AJG getting caught on the post and like having to come off the edge. And once you're like you're so loose coming off of a post in that situation. So needing I think a mental reset here. If especially after this game. Honestly, I feel like after this game, True Neutral taking a timeout would be in their best interest, regardless of whether they win or not.
Oh, maybe a little flip reset there from Raiseball. And Raiseball's a player that I did want to talk about. I think a lot of people have mentioned him as the backbone for True Neutral, a player who can pretty much do it all, and he's got to make some plays downfield. We've seen a couple of passing attempts from SSG, and even one that did work out between Arsenal and Reynolds. We haven't really seen that same firepower on the other side. It's kind of been a couple of solo plays, even in the last game. I believe the only goal we saw was that all-out boost play from Shad, where he was able to get behind the ball and stay there. But other than that, I want to see more passing from True Neutral and see that chemistry come to life.
Here they come. First minute going to come and go quietly. Shad to the outside. He's got a teammate to work with, but the ball bounces in Sipical's favor. He'll intercept the pass and put the pressure on. Sipical and Reynolds now doing work in True Neutral territory. Raiseball on the wall. We'll try to pick this up as Arsenal gets bumped out of the ball's path. He manages to get it through 2 players. Shad now to the sky to take control. Onto the backboard. He won't have enough boost to stretch for the double tap, and Sipical will clear it away.
Oh,
Raiseball with a mega read. Yeah.
I love that touch. Back into his own corner to keep possession. That's what they need right now, and Sipical is actually I believe that was Arsenal getting in the face of them, winning the challenge again. I'm not really surprised. And we'll see if SSG can get back into the groove here and start to starve out True Neutral. However, Raiseball, it's a slower game. You'll notice this ball, the pace has completely stopped. It seems like everybody's going for a dribble. AJG, maybe something in the air by himself. Another player on his team did jump, but ended up going back down, and Raiseball looking for something down the pitch, excuse me. It doesn't look that threatening though, Wavepunk. As I'm sitting here watching True Neutral move down, it doesn't feel like something is developing. It's all solo play so far.
Yeah, there's been a few moments of True Neutral players saying, hey, I'm gonna stop and just make sure I've gained control of this ball before moving it forward. And it really does make the pace of the game slow down. Here is Typical looks for an air dribble. AJG will take it away from him. The problem with that slowing down and saying, I'm gonna take the 1 extra touch to gain control is you really give Spacestation room to tackle, to just fly in and just pop the ball off of you and to put the space back up. And then you're so killed on momentum, Typical puts a shot on. AJG will get the block. I don't know. I don't think the solo dribbles, if it takes them 2 touches to gain control, it's going to be a problem.
I would love to see more physical plays here out of True Neutral. I haven't seen that many demos. Maybe they're too focused on just finding that rotation. But if they can get 1 or 2 demos, maybe throw this SSG offense off just a little bit. Anything to get things moving downfield, because right now it has been stale. There's the demo, I was looking for from AJG. It doesn't lead anywhere. And Arsenal looks to take it back on the offense.
No, I 100% agree, though. Space Station, a team that's known for being physical like that. The setup here, as RazeBull sets it up now, look for the bumps, look for the demo, see if he can break up their defensive rotation. He goes for it, but Reddle's then going to slow things down up in the sky. 1:45 left to go. No goals yet in game number 3. True Neutral has scored first in both games 1 and 2. We're going to need to get 2 goals on the board, though, to be able to change the results. 1:30 on the clock. Here's AJG. Out of his corner. Typical wins a challenge. Reddles keeps the ball lofted. RazeBull off the wall. Will get a nice separation. AJG wins a challenge at midfield. Reddles now back up to Arsenal. Looking for the drop pass. Ooh, that was a dangerous one. But RazeBull saw it from a mile away. Had it read. Gets the block. And now they're back on offense.
Oh, and look at the control there from SSG. But hold on a second. AJG in the air. Over 1. I thought it was going to be over 2. But Typical didn't bite. The patience on the backboard. Unmatched so far in this series.
Yeah, their backboard defense has taken an entire tool out of the war chest of True Neutral. RazeBull away. Reddles dismounting the wall. No flipper to work with. But Shad puts it in front of the box, and AJG has to clear it back. There's no True Neutral player in the space, so Typical will pick it up. He's looking to connect with Reddles on the airborne pass. Oh, so close. Typical now. Another shot on target. This one just wide.
That fake from Reddles, or whip, whatever you want to call it, worked rather well. True Neutral expected a touch, and instead, nothing came out. Typical was able to get a solid shot on net, a little bit wide, but SSG, it's the same theme that we saw in the previous few games, where it's low scoring, but SSG do look to be the most confident on the field and have all that pressure.
We're starting to see a few more demos. If we can get the demolitions for True Neutral to line up with the ball control at midfield,
no way.
A really solid opportunity. But here, 2 seconds left in regulation. Overtime looking all but confirmed, and there it is. 2 games in a row, overtime between True Neutral and Space Station. Space Station wins this one. They're on match point.
Yeah, it does feel like a must-win so far for True Neutral. Otherwise, you're going to be facing a huge obstacle. Maybe AJG can make something work here. He's got 15 boosts in the corner. Looks to win a 50-50. He does win it, but a follow-up from SSG is too fast, and they break out of their own half.
RazeBull falling back. Off the wall. And send high. Reddles with the first read here. He's going to have to actually go for a reread, but he had no extra pressure. Was able to do that. Space Station with a bit of control, but low on the boost. Arsenal getting a little bit mind-gamed. Reddles will have the counter. Here's a follow-up, and Arsenal's got the blocks. Typical now on the outside. Great pressure from True Neutral.
That's ridiculous. It's just so risky from Arsenal. He didn't go for that challenge, even though True Neutral did have a proper touch on it, and then left his third man back alone in a 1v1 situation. So risky from Arsenal, even in OT, but he doesn't mind it. He's got the confidence, and he's playing well.
Reddles finds a redirect there. I think they win the game. Now off the wall, RazeBull to chase this. Over the top of Arsenal, or at least neutralizes Arsenal's touch. Now AJG with a lot of space, tries to pass back down to RazeBull, tries to give it back, but no. Broken up. Space Station continuing to hold on, and now back in midfield. Here's Arsenal to the sky. A lot of boost to work with. Defense getting harassed. AJG manages to gain control. Can he find the counterattack? Back in front. Takes the ball onto the backboard. And Typical will reach and hold on to control. Wins another challenge. Gets Space Station out of a sticky situation.
Kind of a rush clear there from RazeBull. Leaves Arsenal and Reddles downfield to try and make a play. Here's another 50-50 attempt from Reddles. He doesn't win it, but instead gives a shot for Arsenal. That one was a firecracker. It was just a little bit more on target. Could have ended us in this OT.
What? Oh, Typical and Arsenal both on the backboard. Both having to fly up on the backboard. Both miss, but Arsenal falls on it and gets the save. 2 minutes into overtime, and we keep going.
And this is what we wanted. True Neutral exchanging blows now with SSG. Anybody's game at this point.
RazeBull to put it high. That blocks the aggressor from Space Station. But it does leave Arsenal upfield. Luckily for True Neutral, they're winning the challenges and got the ball back into the box. Reddles with strong touches back down the field. Through one. This one towards the goal. Shad. Hold on to control. RazeBull upfield looking for blocks and demos. Now looking for a pass. Typical just plays the ball. It's not disturbed by the presence of the True Neutral offender. Now RazeBull, a pinch out. AJG's going to try and chase this one. He gets a good touch over one. Reddles with the counter touch and Sypical to change the trajectory, keeping all of True Neutral grounded. Razebull now to move upfield as Sypical gets demolished. Can he get back to this ball? No, and now he's marooned in the sky with no boost. He's going to be a long rotation back. Shad and AJG got to play clean here, and they'll hold on to the ball well. Now back up on front, Razebull, and refill the tanks in the back. There's one touch. Razebull coming in for the game-winning shot, but can't find it. And here comes Sypical on the outside, trying to put more pressure on, see if they can take the third in a row.
That touch from Razebull was a little bit better. Things could have been over in this overtime. It looked like he was going for maybe a midfield pass, but just got a little bit too in front of it and ended up going behind him. AJG, though, forced to make a touch, and he keeps going the pass to Razebull. This could end it, but Arsenal, another save comes out from that man, and he's clutching it up for SSG.
Oh, they clutched it up on that save, but then the follow-up recovery was very rough here, and True Neutral is able to hold on for a little bit, but then Reynolds with the dribbles back down the field. Spacestation right back onto offense like it never happened. Looking for a double tap. Shad gonna miss, gets bumped out of the way, and Arsenal scores the game-winning goal for game 3. 3 up, 3 down, 1 away from the sweep.
And this could have been an opportunity for Sypical, but instead he went for the bump and actually knocked Shad out of position. I thought he was going for the double tap, but he had the awareness, knew that it was a smarter play to go for the bump and let his teammate just finish things off. SSG, throughout this whole series, I have just been amazed, and I don't know why, because we've always seen this from them. I've been amazed at their composure and their ability to stay calm under very, very high pressure moments like that.
That was a crazy situation, too. I love the awareness there, of seeing the defender's positioning and realizing I could try to put my medal up against his. Let's see what happens. He comes, if I can take the shot to the far post, I score the game-winning goal. But no, it's such a higher percentage play. Just let it go. Let's take out the goalie. Let's give Arsenal the easiest shot of the series. And he puts that one in. So, down 3 in a row.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at the replays right now. The save from Arsenal with that drop-down shot out of crazy. I 100% thought the game was over as soon as I saw that shot go on target. I don't know how they recovered. And still, SSG, they're barely winning these with 1 or 2 goals. But my goodness, it looks clean.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Arsenal being able to fall on that is such a wild situation. But given where we're at, it's time for game 4. True Neutral opting to keep the ball rolling and says, we're not going to go for a timeout here. We believe that we're playing in the best form we can and respected them on that. Here's Reynolds through the sky for the opener. Through one, Shad to find it in the third man and take it to the sky. Man, a 0-0 into overtime. And then what was like 3 minutes of overtime there? Definitely going to be a hard game. I feel like mentally that's such a draining situation to have just no goals go in for 8 minutes straight.
Right. I mean, it's frustrating for True Neutral because they have the skill and those mechanics. I just want to see more passing between the 3 of them. I love the small little touches, the individual plays, like even this one from Shad. He's going forward in the midfield, but he had AJG on the left side. Then we get a double commit in the midfield. Things not working out and flowing between these rotations of True Neutral. They've got to work together if they want to try to take down this beast of SSG. Otherwise, you're going to deal with all this pressure and have no goals of your own to at least keep you in it.
Here's Arsenal. Trying to push away. Gets bumped into AJG. And then Shad over the top. And now Sypical onto the backboard. Razebull stretching forward. He'll push it to the corner. And then chase it down himself. Wins the second challenge. This ball's going to be high. Arsenal on the backboard. Doesn't get a full touch, but Razebull couldn't quite get it. Shad to try and put the pressure on and scores. That's True Neutral back on top.
And at first, I thought this was going to be a mistake from Shad. You could see the first touch, if you could even call it a shot, was so weak because he thought that Razebull was going to get a touch, but the follow-up is what made the difference there. Able to get the dunk and secure the first goal here.
Well, and we've been highlighting the backboard defense from Space Station this entire series. A rare... He made contact.
The one time he misses too.
The one time that there's not just the perfect touch off the backboard for Neutral's able to punish. You love to see that.
Yeah, I'm sorry as well. I'm just amazed at that clear from Shad. I can't believe he was able to get that read off the backboard. It's been a while, since we've seen some incredible gameplay like this, and I'm just excited that it's all back in True Neutral. Maybe we can get a reverse sweep after how crazy every series has been. I wouldn't be surprised.
Can you imagine? I mean, we've had a little bit of everything today. The one thing we haven't had is a sweep in either direction. So here's the thing: like if Space Station wins this game, obviously they sweep. But if True Neutral wins this game, I'm pretty sure we're going to Game 7. That's what the
guaranteed. That's just how it works.
Absolutely. Here's Shad.
Don't make the rules.
More pressure on Typical, taking it out to Arsenal here, but True Neutral with the counter. They get a demolition on Typical as well. Reynolds doesn't make contact, and Arsenal has to play this one. Up against AJG. Back in the midfield, here's Typical. Putting the pressure on Reynolds. And oh dear, Shad pinched that one on his crossbar, or on the post rather. That is Typical now. 3 players for Space Station in this corner. We'll get the ball past 1. Shad winning the next challenge.
Okay.
Up against Reynolds, but not able to make contact, and Reynolds takes over control, dribbling it out of his half.
The 50-50 game is slowly shifting to be in favor of True Neutral. They're winning challenges. They're approaching the ball a little bit higher, and it's helping them out. Raiseball, maybe a pass in the midfield for Shad. That's the connection I was looking for, but with the speed out of SSG in their own half, that almost opened up an opportunity if Raiseball wasn't so quick on that rotation.
I thought that was in. Great awareness just to take the shot, but it was just wide. Now AJG on the follow-up. Typical off the backboard. We'll get the first block and get a bump on the follow-up. AJG has to play for positional control. And Raiseball winning another challenge. True Neutral's been winning more and more challenges as the series goes on.
When it's allowing them to have so much more offensive power and presence, really. And AJG is continuing his reign right now in the offensive half. Taking boost, winning challenges. Now the back pass, to Raiseball. Maybe something off the backboard. SSG are put in very sticky situations here. Maybe a goal again for True Neutral.
Typical. Grounded. Gets AJG to fly across the entire field laterally to challenge him. It's going to break up the rotation of True Neutral, and Shad has to take this off of his backboard. Typical with the response, but he gives the ball straight back to Raiseball. And Arsenal not in a great place to challenge it. It'll leave it for Reynolds, who pinches it with Shad across the field. Now Typical back to Reynolds. Can he find Arsenal, or does he choose to take it himself? He's going to go all the way down into the corner. Now Arsenal. Slow control past 1, and AJ flies in, tackles the ball away, gives it to Shad, who's upfield. Now looking for a counterattack. Still the 1-goal lead in the final minute for True Neutral, the best they've looked yet.
Space Station Gaming, they're giving True Neutral a lot of space. But speaking of space, Arsenal had a lot there to try and get a flick on to the back of the net. Reynolds, maybe a follow-up here, doesn't keep going for it. A double commit out of True Neutral. This could be bad, but barely does a touch come out from Raiseball to keep them alive, and it's just chaos in front of the net.
Reynolds was so far back in that Space Station rotation that they didn't get a third attempt, despite the True Neutral defense running themselves amok. And it's Typical now, the pressure though. What a challenge, what a fake in a tie game.
I mean, this is absurd from Typical. You've got 13 seconds left, and you get an opportunity, and you fake it. Just wait a little bit with your challenge to make sure you can get a shot on net. Veteran shot there from Typical. The experience in RLCS, he's not panicking and rushing towards that ball. What a shot.
A world-class dunk, and just like that, we're tied up. So many overtimes today, so many overtimes in this series. 3 seconds left, though. True Neutral trying to win in regulation. It's just too high. The block on the follow-up. The clock has expired, and they put it to the outside. It'll touch overtime again. If Space Station scores, they win the series.
Oh, my goodness. I'm not sure if that started out with a fake kickoff from SSG. It caught me off guard a little bit. True Neutral could have found that final shot, but we'll see if SSG have what it takes to end this series. But again, I'm predicting a reverse sweep. I'm feeling it right now.
Reynolds! Woo! Reynolds making the shot, or making the stop there, as both Typical and Arsenal had missed a pinch in the midfield. A really brutal double commit, but Reynolds gets him out. Now Reynolds getting a demolition on the other side, getting a bump on AJG. Shad has to pinch it off of his corner. You gotta be kidding me. Here's Typical now. Off the top. Looking for teammates in the midfield. Another demolition. Reynolds has had it with this series.
AJG. Oh, if that shot was on target. Everybody from Space Station Gaming had pushed up. That one clear. Just a little bit more to the left, it would have been in and could have punished SSG, but they're just happy to get this one out of their half wave.
They had a free shot. We've seen a few of those in this series. Both teams not afraid to just send the house. Here comes Shad. Onto the backboard. Arsenal's going to be home and drops it to Reynolds in the corner. Got Typical in net. Well, now as the ball switches sides of the field, will find himself in the front man. He goes for boost and lets Arsenal, who is right behind him, take over control, but Shad's waiting on the ground. Arsenal still wins the challenge. Raiseball with a bit of space. Onto the backboard again. Reynolds now to the corner. 120 into overtime. True Neutral starting to creep in. They've got to find a way through this stalwart defense.
And it does feel like True Neutral are being a little bit more patient with that aggression on offense. They're waiting in the midfield, but hold on, a bump from AJG, and that is going to end it. Typical finds the gap in the defense, and we have got a SSG win here. What a performance. Typical, he was doing so well all game long, and of course, he's the one behind the shot.
Vaults AJG to the sky, and that was the last player back. Space Station. 4 games straight. They had to go through, I believe, 3 overtimes to make that happen.
That is ridiculous.
But what a series. True Neutral doing their best, but the top 3 here in North America, we've seen them play against NRG, Envy, and Space Station. All of them so far. True Neutral not quite able to find that last winning recipe.
And it's insane because that was a game, if not the game, where we saw True Neutral on offense the most. They had so many opportunities. They were winning more challenges, and yet we still walk away with an SSG win. And that just bodes well for SSG and their ability to adapt mid-game to any type of play style. True Neutral were pushing back a little bit, not being as aggressive, and SSG said, you know what, I'm going to get a little bit more physical. Maybe I will punish you for being too patient. You're stalling a bit more on the field. It's easier to get demos. They found a physical play, typical there to end it in OT. And, you know, we only got 4 games, but I'm pretty happy with how these went.
It was a good exciting segment there, and I did enjoy watching these teams play, and it does make me excited to watch True Neutral throughout the rest of the 2021 to 2022 season, see how they improve over time, and it's this competition is only going to get tighter and tighter as we go. But I want to hear it from the guys on the desk. The pre-game segment was exciting, so let's hear what they've got to close us out.